Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, December 6th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. Lots to discuss today with you. The main things are Google did and has confirmed the November local update, which I'll get into in more detail. There were some definitely tremors this week in terms of the Google Search Core rankings. Google released a new quality raters guidelines yesterday. Sergey and Larry has stepped down as their role as CEO of Alphabet and pretty much just going to be on the board of Google and so forth. And I've been covering search for over 16 years now. So stay tuned and we'll get into it. First up, Google has actually confirmed, I think it's one of their first times actually confirming a local search update. They're calling it the November or NOV period 2019 local search update. And Google confirmed it just this week, but it actually happened a month ago. So we report about updates starting around I think November 3rd and 4th, but we report about on November 7th around the local update. And Google's Danny Sullivan on the Search License account went ahead and actually confirmed it. He said, in early November, we began making use of neural matching as part of the process of generating local search results. Neural matching allows us to better understand how words are related to concepts. Google actually launched neural matching in core search, in normal search in 2018. But basically, I went through everything I know about this based on what Google has said. And it basically says it basically lets neural matching helps Google understand queries and concepts better. They're calling it the November 2019 local search update. It's fully rolled out, but it's AI-based, so things could change over time. There's nothing you need to change to your local update, to your local search results to make this any better. It's a global release, meaning all languages, all locations have been updated. It will continue to update, but bigger changes should have settled down by now, so it shouldn't be as crazy these days in terms of local fluctuations, although it is still fluctuating. This is not new to search, but it is new to local, meaning neural matching. It's not specifically there to help fight spam. It's obviously unrelated to BERT. It's similar, but not exactly like Hummingbird. This is about language, not about proximity, about understanding language, not about how close things are. Neural matching does not just look at the query, it looks at the content. Of that, the content means both the Google My Business listing, the GMB listings, as well as the content on the web about that local business. Google will try to keep us updated on local searches updates going forward. It helps Google understand things better, and that's pretty much what we know about this update. So if you did see local fluctuations, Google has confirmed it in November. So that's a good thing. Also this week, Google may have done some updates to their search algorithm in core search around December 4th or so maybe some 3rd. There may have been a ranking algorithm update. People are noticing some tremors. There's some limited chatter. The chatter is spiking up a little bit now, but the tool's definitely caught on these updates. So it's interesting to see if you did see any changes around December 3rd, December 4th, you were definitely not alone. I did publish the monthly Google Webmaster Report, so if you want to catch up in the past month on what happened, definitely take a look at that over here. Lots of things happened. I'm not going to go through it all, but definitely take a look at the Google Webmaster Report, which I posted in the Google SEO category on Search Engine Roundtable. Google has updated their search quality raters guidelines yesterday. Before that, it was also updated 3 months before that, so it was updated on September 5th, and now on December 5th. There wasn't really much added to this one. I know George from Search Engine Land went through all the changes in detail, but it wasn't much. They added a welcome thing and so forth, but if you want to compare the changes, either look at the Search Engine Land article or download both PDFs, which I have over there, and compare the two. Google announced for Search Console new messaging. We actually said something's coming, and there is something that has come. A new messaging interface, which basically gives you a better interface in terms of using messaging in Search Console. So you can actually see over here, you click on the bell instead, and then you get all these different things. You can mark them all as red if you wanted to. And you can also filter by coverage issues or indexing issues and so forth. And it gives you a very quick way of using the messaging feature without actually leaving the actual interface. It's kind of like a dialogue. It seems like most people like the interface change, so good job, Google. Google may have issues with the Google News Publisher Center where you're actually submitting your site for inclusion into the Google News. Not sure if it's fixed yet, but basically if you would hit the request inclusion, Google will then come back and say, oh, request inclusion again, as opposed to saying it was submitted or giving you a status update. Google said that BERT has nothing to do with indexing. It does not impact indexing at all, so stop worrying about it. This is just about Google understanding queries differently and better. But again, John Mueller said BERT does not affect indexing. John Mueller also said that it's not about the type of web page you have, rather the quality of that page. So if it's a PDF versus an image versus some type of PWA or whatever it might be, it's not about, and he said it right over here, I think this is John Mueller's Google Webmaster account, think less about the type of pages and more about the quality of the pages that you want us to have indexed.
That's just a general nice and thoughtful message from Google.
Martin Splitt said that it would be very, very hard for Googlebot not to be able to render your JavaScript. So much so that if you ever gone to a web page and that web page just kind of like
freezes up your browser and you hear the fans on your CPU going crazy,
especially if you have a new computer, Google would have to experience that and beyond for Google not to be able to process that JavaScript page. So do not worry about it. Google's able to handle pretty heavy stuff in terms of JavaScript and rendering stuff on pretty heavy web pages. This is a fun one. So Pedro Diaz, former Googler, tweeted out basically a line that basically says, and let me show it to you, doing SEO means either the website or the search engine or both are not dealing effectively and to some extent efficiently with the web as they should. And then Gary from Google, who's still at Google, says, or both are doing well, but the website owner is talked into something they don't actually need. I didn't go into any commentary on that. Take it for what you want to take it. Google said that they ignore links from sites where the links are unlikely to be natural. Here's John Mueller's tweet on this. He said, we already ignore links from sites like that where there are unlikely to be natural links. No need to disavow. So Google might just blanket ignore links from sites in general, like a site abc.com. Google might not trust any of the links in those sites, ignore it. This is something Google's been doing for a long, long time, even before manual actions. But I thought it was more granular, so maybe not. Maybe some sites are just blanketed and saying Google ignores those links across the whole site. Google's testing package tracking directly in search with an opt-in feature. So if you want to go ahead and, this is the old-fashioned way, if you would actually go ahead and do a search for a UPS number or whatever it might be, Google will say track it with UPS, and you click that, it'll take you to UPS's website. Now Google's saying, if you want, you can opt in and say, show me the actual delivery status directly in the search results, which is interesting because Google Glass and Google Discover and Google Feed, or whatever it was called back in the day, would actually show you the delivery status. So I guess Google knows it, but they're actually going ahead and adding a new feature there, at least in search, to let you actually see the results directly in search. A few months ago, I didn't notice this, but Google Images dropped the ability to filter images by custom date range, which essentially doesn't let you see anything past a year ago. Because now the options are anytime, 24 hours, past week, past month, past year, but anytime will suit everything. But if you want to just see something that happened for a specific person in whatever between a certain date range, you're out of luck, which is kind of sad. Google Ads added the ability to see explanations on why there are performance changes with your Google Ads account. Specifically, it's called Explanations Beta. And it will basically give you all these concepts around why there was a change in performance. So all you have to do is go to the report here, click on See Explanations Beta, and then Google will give you a detail of this campaign got 6% more interest and explains why, at least it thinks it did, and so forth. So it's pretty cool. You can access that, I believe, in your Google Ads account. Google Keyword Planner now gives you the ability to share your keyword plans a little bit more efficiently with a new Shares tab or Share tab. If you scroll down over here, you'll see now you can actually have your plans and then share plans and then quickly go ahead and share those plans with other people if you wanted to. Big news this week, at least on the business side, is Larry Page and Sergey Brin from Google, the co-founders of Google, announced that they're stepping down as CEO of Alphabet, which is the parent company of Google, and Sundar Pichai, the current CEO of Google, is taking over the CEO role of all Alphabet, which makes a lot of sense. I guess nobody's really surprised by this. They wrote a letter explaining what's going on. but basically said they're going to still be on the board and still be on day-to-day communications with Sundar and so forth. But it seems like they just want to let somebody else run the company, and they want to do whatever they want to do. I guess good for them. This week I posted the vlog with Jeff Selig from Overdrive Interactive. We talked about some of the early days of SEO with affiliate spamming and domaining and all this other stuff. We also talked about EAT, Google algorithm updates, international SEO, so definitely take a look at that. It was a pretty fun interview. And finally, this past, I think Monday, on December 2nd, was the 16th anniversary of this blog, Search Engine Roundtable, which is effectively the 16th anniversary of me writing about search. I've definitely been involved in search for longer than 16 years, but at least 16 years of day-to-day, or on average about 5 to 10 posts per day on search engines, mostly Google stuff and organic stuff, of course, ad stuff as well. But anyway, I shared some of the stats and I shared a video. If you missed it, you can watch the video on what I discussed. Hopefully you guys saw it. It's on the YouTube channel. And anyway, it's been 16 years. So thanks so much for everybody who continues to watch, who continues to comment, continues to subscribe. But in general, thank you all for reading every single day and for putting up with my typos and putting up with my grammar mistakes. And I appreciate it. And thank you so much. Everyone have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Goodbye.